What is going on, everybody? Thank you so much for tuning into this video. This is Tanner Pfeiffer with Pfeiffer Football, Tanner Pfeiffer NFL on Twitter. You guys, I'm talking about the Buffalo Bills and their salary cap issue and some things that I expect to happen, or at least to be discussed with the Bills. You guys are not going to want to miss this. I can't speak. So I was discussing the Buffalo Bills with a buddy, and I'm going to just right now just go over like the issues that they're having. They are 31st in the league heading into 2024 with salary cap issues. They are negative $58 million in cap space right now. Discussing two players specifically who I think, if they can find a way to get rid of them, is going to almost completely make them like even in cap issues, okay? Trading away Von Miller and Stefon Diggs. Whoa, Tanner, you're crazy. You're crazy. They're never going to trade Stefon Diggs. Whoa, you're crazy. There's no one ever going to trade for that just awful Von Miller contract. Well, if you remember, when Von Miller signed that 6-year contract with the Buffalo Bills, I want to say 4 of those years, after the first 2 years, something like this. There was very specific stuff in that contract. Had options, like team options or something. It was like something crazy like that. So like there was options there. Dang it, I don't have it pulled up in front of me. Let's see. But I think together, if you trade Von Miller post June 1st, it was going to clear like $17 million while only taking on $6 million in cap space. Dead money. It was going to clear $17 million. Let me pull up the contract just in case. Over the cap. 6-year, $120 million contract. It was an awful contract. I can't believe they signed him to that. But yeah, he's 35 years old. He's getting a base salary of $17.1 million. Cutting him right now would only mean they save $8 million of cap space, but they would be taking on $32 million of dead money. It would make no sense at all whatsoever if you're the Buffalo Bills to cut or release Von Miller right now. But if you release him after June 1st, you're only creating $6.5 million of cap space while taking on $17 million of dead money. But if you trade him after June 1st, you're creating $17.4 million of cap space, only taking on $6.7 million of dead money. $6.3 million of dead money. That is speaking a lot. That is saying a lot. If you trade Von Miller after June 1st, you're creating $17.4 million of cap space. Some team is going to have to take that contract and pay Von Miller $17.1 million, his base salary. But if that team agrees to restructure his deal, if you restructure Von Miller, you're saving $12 million in cap space, and then $10 million the next season, and then $9.2 million the next season, while taking on $0 dead money. If Von Miller would agree to a restructure contract with a new team if he's traded away. Or the Buffalo Bills can pay the majority of his contract. Now, if you take on Stefon Diggs and you trade him post June 1st, you're creating $19 million cap space by only taking on $8.8 million of dead money. He's age 31. Let's face it. At that age, dude, they're only going to start declining. The second half of this last season, he did nothing because of the offensive system. It's best just to move on from Stefon Diggs now. If you're the Buffalo Bills, you got to do the team-friendly thing. Your Super Bowl window may have just closed if it was ever really even open. But they have great receivers in Gabe Davis, Khalil Shakir, and there's more guys on there too, and they're going to be drafting guys too. There's some good wide receivers in this draft that I think are going to go undrafted. There's talent in this draft. I think it's best to move on from Stefon Diggs. You trade him, you're creating $19 million. 2 players, Von Miller, Stefon Diggs. You trade just 2 guys. You're creating $36 million of cap space for your 2024 NFL season. That almost, you're $12 million away at that point from being zero. You go from 31st in cap space room in the league to like 24th, just with trading two guys. You've got, it's just my 2 cents on the deal, on this whole situation. If you can find a way to trade Von Miller and Stefon Diggs, you're going to get some compensation back. I'm not saying you're going to get a high pick or anything, or I don't know what you're going to get back. But if you're the Bills, you might have to pay a little bit more to get rid of them, but you're going to get trade compensation back. You're going to get rid of really heavy contracts. You guys tell me your thoughts on the situation down below. Maybe expect them to get traded.